Hi, Andrew McNair here. One of the auditors of the Rockefeller estate came home to celebrate a long July 4th weekend with his family. The auditor's brother-in-law asked, how much money did old John D. Rockefeller leave behind when he died? The auditor thought long and hard, calculating all the zeros, but thinking because of the nature of confidentiality of his work, he leaned into his brother-in-law and said, all of it. I love this story because it's exactly what will happen to all of us, to everyone. From king to pauper, we all leave 100% of it behind. So how should we steward what God has given us in the here and now? The answer is philanthropy, another word for intentional generosity. Don't forget to check out my other videos on philanthropy and on my channel, but today we're going to look at 3 situations where philanthropy is wrong. That's right, wrong. How can philanthropy be wrong? First, philanthropy is wrong if it's your last resort of what to do with your money. Signing a pledge to give away your money at death is admirable, maybe honorable, but it doesn't take any faith to do that. It doesn't take any risk because that's what everyone does. That's what Rockefeller did. But philanthropy isn't giving your money away when you die. If you think about it, everyone does that. Giving when you die will require no faith of you and your family. Life is not like a Monopoly board, where after you pass away, everything goes back into the box and you start again. No, it's game over. This is one shot you get at this life, and we want to run this race well. Solomon refers to this unfortunate situation in Ecclesiastes. He talks about a man to whom God gives wealth, possessions, and honor, so that he lacks nothing of all that he desires, yet God does not give him power to enjoy them. But a stranger enjoys them. This is a vanity. It is a grievous evil. The man he's referring to had everything: power, the latest car, the most expensive house, and the largest 401k balance to pay for it. But in the end, he didn't take it with him to the grave. Someone else inherited it all. Someone else played with his Monopoly pieces, and someone flew first class with his money. So what's the alternative? Give while you have the ability to give. Give while you know where your giving is going. Solomon once wrote the proverb, one giver gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want. We think that keeping a death grip on what we have will promise us a more secure future, but it's actually the thing that's harming us. I've seen it again and again. There's far more joy in giving to bless others than hoarding for selfish gain and actually hoping that you have enough at the end of your life to be charitable. Second, philanthropy is wrong if you do it to impress others. Maybe you give for the likes and the attention on social media, or the validation you get at church, or that donor event where you write the big check, or you can't wait to shout it out at the nonprofit when they give you the recognition of putting your name on a brick. But if you're giving for recognition, who's the one who's not impressed? God, of course, because He alone sees your true motives. He sees your heart. Jesus has some words of warning for you. Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them. For them you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Giving is a beautiful, needful way to practice righteousness, but Jesus is calling out those who give primarily to gain others' approval and recognition. Because if you're giving to please others, you've lost God in that equation. The Bible constantly warns us about the fear of man, which is people-pleasing, in other words. That's how we say it in today's terminology, is people-pleasing. It even says the fear of man lays a snare, Proverbs 29:25. Trying to please everyone or constantly living for others' approval and praise is a trap, because you'll never make everyone happy, and you'll lose yourself in the process in what God has truly called you to do. It's an empty pursuit. So what's the alternative? Give selflessly, no strings attached, both to others and to the Lord, to ensure your giving is free of self-interest. Jesus says to give in secret. He says, but when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand's doing, so that your giving may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. True, authentic, God-glorifying generosity is not for the selfish gain of giving, But to please the Lord, he rewards that kind of giving. That's the giving that he knows all about. Third, philanthropy is wrong if you do it to get on God's good side. Basically, you think God owes you because you've been generous. This is actually buying into moralism. It's thinking we can earn God's favor. Now, none of us would outright say that, but this attitude is underlying our giving. But more often than not, we believe that through our obedience, we can put God in our debt. He owes us, so he's in our liabilities column, so he'll give us what we want when we need it. We're actually trying to manipulate God with our good works instead of doing those works as a response to the grace and mercy he's shown us. But reality check, God doesn't need your money. He wants your heart. Why is giving such a huge deal throughout the Bible? It's because God knows that your giving or lack thereof is a litmus test of what's really going on in your heart. It's just like when they put that dye in your bloodstream to see where it's going and you have leaky hearts. Jesus said, sell your possessions and give to the needy. Provide yourselves with money bags that do not grow old, with the treasure in the heavens that do not fail, where no thief approaches and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. What you spend your money on creates a trail that leads right back to your heart. No matter what you say you worship, your spending and giving reflect your God. It reflects your idol. It reflects if it's Jesus is your true God. So what's the alternative to expecting special favors or privileges from God in your giving? Give to him freely out of worship. Give recognizing all that you've already received from him is his provision for you. Trust him to do what is best for you in your life instead of you trying to control him, which is a futile pursuit anyway. In fact, just focus on enjoying the Lord and the salvation that he's given you rather than trying to get things from him. More is not always better. Trust me. He is our portion, as the psalm says. He knows what is best for us in you. To wrap up today, avoid these pitfalls as you make generosity a practice in your finances and everyday life. Remember, you can't take it with you. When the game is over, it's over. Let the pieces that you have be given towards gospel ministries, towards spreading the kingdom to come. I had to learn this lesson the hard way until Christ changed my own life. And you can read about my own path from greedy to generous by reading the new book, The Giving Crisis, which you can pick up by going to richyoungpowerful.com/book. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, click subscribe so you can catch all of our other videos. Remember our podcast too, Rich, Young, and Powerful, where we interview philanthropists, and you can hear about the ministries and the missions that they're on. It's really exciting to hear what people are doing in the world. Until next time, remember to invest your life into something that will outlive it. Now that's living to give.